Yo, good day, good vibes, good people. I'm Jay Hollins.
And this is your girl, Sean.
Welcome to episode 20 of Fake Decent, the podcast. We just hit 20. Clap it up.
I know.
Hey, we one episode from being able to legally drink. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't never stopped us on the first 20.
Never stopped us before. So, yeah, man. So, it's a lot going on this week.
Mm-hmm.
A lot going on this week.
It's nice to have those breaths of fresh air and that sunshine before you look at Chicago news.
Before all this goddamn chaos, man. Hey, we got to start with the out-of-pocket motherfucker of the week, which is Chief Lori Mo, a.k.a. Mayor Lori Lightfoot.
Why? You can't say out of pocket because she really don't even get our clothes tailored, though. So like pocket,
her pocket
Lori.
big as hell. So everything fit in her goddamn pocket.
She pocket size in them damn suits, but, go ahead. Get on,
Why
girl.
don't she believe in a tailor, first of all? Like, you the mayor of a world-class city. Nobody cares that you lesbian or whatever. Can you get some tailored suits, man? And now she's supposed to resign, but my thing is all this shit, the police shooting, hiding evidence and all that shit and hide the video. You gonna resign over some cat?
It's fake decent.
It's some cat, but I guess because she paid for the hotel with the city's money.
This is what's tripping me out. Number one, if you gonna do it, do that shit. You got Ubered out to Elmhurst?
Elmhurst.
That's exotic now.
Elmhurst.
That's what we doing. That's exotic.
Elmhurst is damn near Maywood for white folks. You know what I'm saying? Elmhurst.
It's ridiculous.
Elmhurst.
I'm really curious to see how all of this is gonna play out. Right now, we just got the tip. I'm waiting on the shaft of this bullshit.
Lincolnshire, super nice where all the executives go cheat on their wives.
First of all, it's some guys from the hood that will go out there and cheat.
Yeah,
because you got to put some distance in it. Sometimes you find people that take a wrong turn and see your plates in the hotel parking lot.
Yep.
You got to move, baby.
Everybody coming through Elmhurst. You got Lincolnshire. You got Libertyville.
Northbrook.
You got Northbrook.
I mean,
you got yeah, where else? You could have went to Gurnee.
More if she took
you
it to
could have went to Pleasant Prairie, right outside of Kenosha.
Hit a border.
Well, ain't nothing but the outlet mall and the hotels. Like, you could have went Elmhurst.
On the Elmhurst Eat 'em Up.
Elmhurst.
Yep, on the Eat 'em Up in Elmhurst. That's that's the name of this scandal. Eat 'em Up in Elmhurst.
Oh.
I like it. It rolls off my tongue. No pun intended.
Elmhurst. When they said Elmhurst, I was like,
huh?
She too hood to be the mayor, fam. Like, you went to Elmhurst. She might as well have went to the Cindy Lynn right there in Cicero.
Not the Lynn.
The Cindy Lynn.
Well, I mean, she could have hit the Shamrock too.
She could have hit the Shamrock too.
I mean,
got you a 4-hour, $32 holler. You know what I mean?
Get your siesta on.
Look, man, like, you the mayor. How you go to Elmhurst? Like, if they were... I would have felt better if they said you was in a 5-star hotel downtown on Chicago's dime.
Well, her cheating reflects her taste in suits.
Trashy.
Ew. I'm just saying, sometimes you just can't expect much. Sorry. That was tic-tacky. So I'm laughing at the little meme of the account of everything that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So boom, Eat 'em Up in Elmhurst. That happened, right? So then the little chick guy get caught with a gun, called Lori like, fix it, bitch. Lori went on, and tried to do the thing. She made it disappear. I mean, it wouldn't be her first cover up, right?
No, I mean, that's what she do.
Then they say, oh, wifey, put the fops on her ass.
Man, that's a big chick.
Baby,
she looked like she can dunk.
First of all, I saw a picture of them where they looked in love, and she was down on Lori like this.
Bitch, I'll kill you.
I'm saying. and that looked a little menacing, even though it was love. I could just imagine.
Ran outside to the police, because I drive past her crib all the time, like every...
What the baby say when she ran outside?
My moms are fighting.
I'm dead. The whole thing is messy. Like I said, I'm just waiting to see how it all turns out. 1, so I can laugh. 2, so I can be like, this is some Chicago shit. And 3, so I can laugh some more.
I feel like this is Milwaukee shit. I don't even feel like this some Chicago shit. I feel
it's
like
country.
it's a little.
It's
yeah.
country.
It's Mississippi connected somewhere, and so somewhere between Milwaukee and Chicago, it's a lot of Mississippi going on between them two places.
Absolutely.
So, man,
Lori, get your shit together.
So I don't think you should resign over a little cat, but they probably gonna force you out because you was doing it. And then here's my problem, which is we're gonna lead into with another topic. It's one of the members of COPA. COPA is the supposed to be the independent police review board. So one of the people she was cheating with is a member of COPA. This is why I don't trust COPA to review shit, because she's in that. Well, clearly, she's in their pocket or they in her coochie. I don't know, one or the other. So, but I know one of them was involved with this.
You know they call coochie a pocketbook too, right?
Makes sense.
But I'm just not understanding. It's too much bullshit going on.
And then you cheating with your coworkers.
Yeah.
The mayor, all these people you got access to, I guess, but again, I guess she had to shoot in her lane and that was her lane.
I guess. JB, get your girl. Clean it up.
No, I think JB finna go crazy ousting her because they weren't getting along anyway because JB wasn't doing a lot of this. JB wasn't doing a lot of the stuff that that she wanted him to do, and that's why they fell out when she was trying to force teachers back, and all that. JB was like, "Hell no, we ain't gonna do that until." And she was on her Jesse
what she
Jackson.
also doesn't understand is that JB's family is very invested in education.
Mm-hmm.
I actually graduated from A.M. Pritzker Grammar School, so I'm
Humble
familiar.
flex.
Yeah. Gifted program,
Yeah.
But still, they invested a lot in us as children. They have done phenomenal with programming and providing opportunities and things like that. There's no way that family is going to put any kids or any teachers in danger. So she was barking up the wrong tree with that. JB them about their shit when it comes to.
Well, because she got a vendetta against teachers anyway because the union didn't back her. You know what I mean? They backed Preckwinkle. And I tell people, if you remember what she said when they didn't back her, she said, "Oh, I'm not going to forget this. I'm going to remember this."
Oh, well, she is the queen of petty quotes. She will say something and not say something at the same time.
Yeah, so I mean, everything is like she's zeroed in on the CTU because they didn't back her. You know what I mean? So that is what it is. But I told y'all what y'all was getting when y'all got it, and nobody believed me. And I'm tired of the inboxes. Man, Jay, you was right. Shut the fuck up. I knew I was right when I said it. Y'all just wanted to go against the grain. And I told y'all, like, listen, in this case, it's like, listen, Preckwinkle ain't the greatest, but she know the city. She know how to balance a budget. You ain't gonna like everything the way she balanced it, but she gonna get this motherfucker together. Like she balanced that Cook County budget, and it was hard to do. Y'all was mad about the soda tax. It got lifted. Like, half you motherfuckers fat as hell and diabetic anyway and didn't need to be drinking all that goddamn pop, but that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, I said it.
Shut up. I ain't appreciate that tax on my Dr. Pepper.
I don't drink pop, so I ain't care.
Yeah, but I mean, I get what you're saying totally. And the thing is, I think people get caught up in trying to jump on the bandwagon and back something. Yeah, oh, she's black. She's a woman. She's a lesbian. This and the other. Okay, but now y'all see she messy. And now here we are talking about eat them up in Elmhurst.
How y'all didn't see she was messy by the suits though? You saw the suits and she's like, I think my suits are fine. When somebody said, Madam Mayor, we know a lot of tailors and everything like this. It's like, yo, first of all, you giving the brothers and the sisters a black eye with them suits, G.
Absolutely.
You giving us a black eye. We don't do that. Chicago is a city, especially its African-American culture, right?
We step.
We take pride in being fly.
You can't be stepping out and with the little feet like this coming from under the pants. Ma'am.
You might as well be wearing some Jenko pants from back in 95. That's how her suit pants is.
I'm sorry, that was me. I hadn't identified with my cute yet, and I was covering it up. My little 32, 34 Jinkos and
with the wide ass.
Absolutely.
No.
Used to drag on the floor.
I had snow and mud and rain and
all that.
And you just didn't give a damn, did you?
I didn't at that time, but you know what? Once I knew better, I did better.
Okay. Hey, that's all one can ask, man.
That's all.
That's all one can ask. Hey, so the out of pocket motherfucker of the week is Chief Lori Mo, aka man.
Our mayor.
I'm waiting to see if she's going to resign as people say she is. But like with everything going on, and this might be karma for how she played old Eddie Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I wasn't the biggest fan of Eddie, but you know, Eddie from here, Eddie understood the community, and Eddie was more invested in the people in the community than he was your agenda and bullshit. And that's why you had to get him up out of there and bring Buddy in. And Buddy just looked lost. What's the dude?
I was going to say, he
What's
just
his
keep
name?
blinking.
His
blink game.
Yeah,
I mean,
he looked like he trapped and get out for real.
I swear he looked like he down to get off camera so he can play with his little fidget spinner. Just he a little slow.
Not the ADHD dude and shit. He said so he could play with his fidget spinner.
I'm telling you, he looks as if he don't know what's going on. Sometimes you look at people and you know they just there as a pawn. You don't know what you in here for. You gonna take the fall. You gonna be the motherfucker that walk in the office and everybody shredding paperwork.
That's how the city has been working since Ron would always bring in a black fall guy and they would go for it every time. And it's like, at some point, man, your integrity gotta be worth more than the check. And then, cause Gen Z ain't as forgiving. Gen Z and millennials ain't as forgiving as Gen X and boomers was. Like when you fuck up with them, you done. Chris and Michelle still ain't got a career.
Period.
You know what I mean? So,
period.
You know, like once you do that, they done with you.
Yeah.
You know, like we'd oust you for a little bit and then be like, all right, come on back in. That's enough time. They like, no, it's up forever and it's stuck. You know what I mean? So, hey, man. Hey, Lori, we waiting to see. We'll have an update for y'all next episode. See if she resigned or if she gonna try to act like this ain't happened. But you know, or if she
and
gonna
when you
try
come
to
make a
it.
statement, you better come out sharp as hell with a haircut.
She ain't had
Linings
no
and
haircut
cuffs. Linings and cuffs. That's all I want to see.
She ain't had no
I want
haircut.
a well-dressed lie, Lori. You hear me? A well-dressed lie.
You said a well-dressed lie?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you better act like every other politician. Because them motherfuckers lie good and they be dressed to the motherfucking nines. Your ass gonna come out in that dumbass suit. Anyway.
Might be a wife suit. Go ahead.
Probably hand me down from her wife. That's
Maybe.
why it's so big. That's a big chick. So I'm sure Lori just stand a chance.
We running late. Throw on this suit. This yours. Get the fuck out of here. I said throw on the suit.
All right, man. Let's tackle this shit. And Yala Van Zant says, as a culture, black women are out of order. Whoo, that's loaded.
As a black woman, I have so many feelings about that. And
before you start, do you think she wrong?
No, she ain't wrong.
Okay.
It's just something that we don't want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how much progress we make in certain areas, there is still work to be done.
Indeed.
It's not just about black women, but she's going to speak from the perspective of a black woman because that's where her interest lies. She's not worried about getting the Caucasians or the Asians or the Indians together. She's worried about her people. So within every message, there's going to be something that you don't like. The thing is, people tend to focus on how that made them feel and what they didn't like versus what the message was. Okay, you could tell me right now, your hair is ugly to me. I don't like your hair. Okay, I like it. It might make me feel bad that you said it, so I'm going to defend it. Well, so what? These my braids. Why are you attacking them, this, that, and the other? Your whole purpose for saying that might have been saying there's something that will complement your face more. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe you shouldn't have this hanging over here. I think maybe pull it back or do this or do that. People look at the feeling versus the message. And most times when you have a feeling about something and you become triggered, it's because there's an element of truth.
Indeed.
One of the things that she said is that we need to close our legs and open our hearts. There's some truth to that. Just for people in general, that's a message. Okay. But like I said, she zeroed in on black women because that's her focus.
She's a black woman.
Exactly. You can only speak from the perspective that you share. And opening your legs, that sometimes creates more problems. I mean, hey, we got reproduction, we got infection, we got getting attached to people that you don't necessarily need to be attached to.
Oh, God.
There's a lot that comes with opening your legs. And a lot of people go abstinent because they want to be able to focus on other aspects of life. Maybe I can hear better if I'm not busting down all the time. I could take this little buzz down time and put it towards my studies or a few extra hours at work, build this, learn that. She wasn't wrong.
If a lot of y'all,
but I know y'all gonna try to drag her.
Take sex. They tried. She didn't care.
She don't.
They didn't take and then Kevin Samuels jumped on board the defender. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and see, I ain't gonna say we because I ain't mad at him. I just listen. But a lot of black women are already mad at Kevin Samuels.
So that's why I'm about to come in at.
So take it away, Jay.
Kevin's been saying a lot of shit that I've been saying for at least the past 15 years. And I here is my thing with us. Like, everybody has a deflection for the truth, right? And I do a lot of talking about nuclear families being the way to not catch the wealth gap, but close it, right? So, and people be like, oh, y'all are what people hate facts. And I tell people, integration was the worst shit that ever happened to us. And even Dr. King said, man, I integrated my people into a burning building. So my thing is this. Up until 1965, black people were married at the rate of 80%. And these are the facts. Motherfuckers get mad. Like I was on a show as a guest, and I started bringing up all these facts, and the women, the sisters that it was hosted by, they damn near had a conniption fit, just falling out. But here you go with the stuff. I said, listen, y'all want to talk about feelings? I said, so sometime between 65 and 70, they gave you a choice, right? Instead of staying down till you came up and grinding it out with your man like most other cultures did and won, despite everything being thrown at them and against them, you took this out. But the out came with something. He can't be here.
Exactly. They did that with housing. They did it with welfare. They made you feel like you can have more money and a better life without your man.
Yeah. Well, how do you destroy a class of people? You destroy their warrior class first. That's Sun Tzu, the art of war. You have to get rid of the warrior class, and then now you're the hand that feeds them, and they're not going to get out of line with you, and they will buck at their warrior class to sit the fuck down at every turn so they can keep getting what they're getting. So now we go here. So they ousted that generation of fathers, and then after they ousted them, they flooded the ghettos with heroin. That was the 70s, right? So right when that epidemic was ending and everything of that nature, motherfuckers was starting to see a little light and that type of thing. They turn around and they flood the neighborhoods with crack. So now they flooded with cocaine. So here we are now again. Our fathers, Gen Xers, our fathers have been removed from the home due to welfare, heroin addiction, and the war on drugs and a lot of nonviolent incarceration. And here we are now. The Gen X dudes is like, look, my mama's scraping, living in this arrested development that they put her in. But as they put her in this, and she made a decision. She made the decision to be there. But when she made the decision, all the vocational programs came out. All of the jobs moved out. So now you're dependent upon the state fully. So a lot of us Gen Xers, like, look, mama's scraping. We finna go to the streets, right? And get this bread.
The whole get it out the mud.
Get it out the mud thing, right? We finna get it out the mud. Then our mothers, the same mothers who ousted our fathers, asked the government to put their sons in prison for selling the shit that the government put there. So enter the fucking crime bill. Now that's 2 generations of fathers gone. You understand what I'm saying? So now you're wondering why these millennials are out here wilding and these Gen Zers are out here wilding, because we're 2 generations down with fatherhood. We're coming back around now and we're doing a great job, but You took 2 generations worth of fathers out of the home.
Exactly. And you can't fix anything in a year that's been going on for 100. You know, it's the same thing you tell your people when they come in to train. They've been fucking up for 30 years and they say, we got 30 days to get this body in a swimsuit.
You don't. Shit, well, you might as well go and get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't going to happen. I tell motherfuckers, you can't fix damn near 500 years of bullshit in 50 years.
Absolutely
it's not going to happen. But we have to stop dealing from a space of emotion and deal from a place of logic and then deal from a space of problem solving. Perfect example, right? I'm going to tell you how, like, this young girl said something on Twitter and I was like, no, sweetheart, that's not how it works, this, that, and the other. I've been married 22 years and it kind of goes this way that, oh, I ain't even talking to you, y'all. Now, what other class of women in any other ethnic group do you know feel that way towards a 45, soon to be 46-year-old man trying to correct their 20-something-year-old behavior? Like, hey, no, that ain't how you do it. Let me holler at you. And it wasn't, oh, are you trying to come in, you a little boy, you coming like, listen, first of all, little bitch, I'll buy and sell your ass. And I mean that in the most disrespectful way. You know what I mean? So
and ain't nothing little about Jay. Jay is thick as hell.
Stop.
Okay.
This what we doing today?
He thick.
I hate your ass.
Don't be like that, friend.
I hate
so
you.
Jay has this running joke also where he says that if he were a woman, he would be me.
Right.
So go on here, boy. You know you love me.
Y'all see the shit I got to put up with around here, man? This is some bullshit.
Jay.
I want to raise now.
Jay, don't be like that. But I mean, you're definitely right. I mean, it just seems that we have been put in a position where not really, some of us stay in this position. When you know better, you do better. And a lot of people, as she said, we got work to do because until we get right with ourselves and actually start to listen and to actually think of things in a logical manner instead of just jumping off of how we feel, nothing is going to happen, not within our own self, not within our own communities, and definitely not in paving the way or making headway with racism, socialism, and everything else that's out here in this world. Why argue with a grown-ass man that's twice your age when you speaking about marriage and that perspective when, one, you aren't married like this man, two, you speaking on a man, but you don't want to hear a man's opinion. That's the thing. I can't tell you how to stand up and piss.
I can't tell you how to sit down and piss.
I hover. It's magic. But still, it's just the fact that nobody wants to hear from experience, from an educated standpoint, from actual fact. I feel, you can't say this.
She was so pissed.
I mean, and very triggered.
But
then to say she wasn't talking to you when she put it on the internet, you talking to everybody.
Right. Because I saw it and I was just, look, sometimes I just be trying to give motherfuckers some game when I see motherfuckers like, because it's what I do. There's quite a few young street cats that I know that's really out here having shit that, hit me on FaceTime and be like, big bro, what you think about this? And all I be preaching to them is, you up, man, exit strategy, find a way to get out. But I try, and they take that because they see me and they want to move into the space that I'm in or move into a higher space than I'm in. And I champion that too. But when I try to give this same game to young women, it always comes with a combativeness that, and so old girl was mad that I wouldn't go back and forth with her. I said, y'all see this, y'all? And a lot of older women showed up like, oh my God. Well, I said, but y'all guilty of this too. She got that shit from y'all. This is learned behavior. You understand what I'm saying? Like, half of these girls are jaded and they don't know why early because they're wearing your energy, right? So, and then I go to this. I always tell people this. I said, listen, you got to understand where I'm coming from. I'm really trying to give you game because, like, listen, I'm damn near 22 years in. I ain't trying to fuck none of you, so I ain't got no stake. Me giving you the game ain't about trying to get no pussy from you. I got one at home that I can roll over and poke at will. So I don't, you know what I mean? That's not, an issue for me. I don't live in one of those houses where motherfuckers be withholding sex because they mad and shit like that. We don't do that. So that's not an issue. When I'm trying to give you some game, I'm really trying to give you some game because I want to see you do better, right? So a lot of times, we have to think, and when Katrina, perfect example, Katrina put up a status about J-Lo the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I saw Oak go in, and I kind of came in and co-signed and went in. I said, listen, again, I don't care how much work she's done aesthetically, she's 50. Now, it goes back to that curve that I talk about, your sexual market value, right?
Lord.
No, let's talk about it for a second.
No, and I get it.
Yeah,
I
your
just
sexual,
know you finna
yeah,
be the next
I'm about to
trigger.
her. Yeah, and listen, but me and Trina had this talk already, and that's why she laughed when I said it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, listen, you can be the most gorgeous woman on earth. I don't give a fuck, right? Between the ages of 15 and 32, you are as beautiful as you're ever going to be. Now, you can be gorgeous after that, but your pool begins to shrink, right? From the ages of 15 to 32. Doesn't mean that there's nothing out there for you. But what I'm saying is when between the ages of 15 and 32, young men want you, old men want you, middle-aged men want you. But when you hit about 32, 36, 37, and we're not even talking about with a kid, right?
Right.
Just now, here's your pool. Guys your age, guys a little bit older, you know what I'm saying? And young dudes who want to smash a cougar. That's your pool. It ain't the world. Now, me at 32, I'm a little more worldly. I'm not as awkwardly built, or I've grown in the full manhood, because a lot of niggas just be awkward looking all the way through their 20s and shit.
Around that age,
then,
your head is fitting your body.
Yeah, you know, around that age, you done grew into your head. Your shoulders ain't all the way out here and the rest of your body here and shit. So, you know, you've came into it. You got a little bit more bread. You got a little bit more wisdom. Now you're attractive to the young chick. You're attractive to the middle-aged chick. You're attractive to the older chick with bread. Like, the world is your oyster as a man from 32 to 50.
And that's exactly true, because women are typically judged on their beauty. So you looking at that area where you are at your best, where your snapback and all of that is popping,
crazy.
Or whatever else. Guys aren't necessarily taken seriously until they get older, because now you've had a chance to mature. You've experienced some things. You've grown out of your hoe phase. You've done this. You know, he not running the streets no more. He got a car. He been on his job 10 years. Yeah. Now you've started to, because women are judged for how we look, and men are judged for what they do.
What they do.
Or how they can provide.
Or how women, like I said, like, listen, women love to feel safe and they love to laugh. I said, a dude that can do both gonna get all the pussy in the world.
All the draws.
You know what I mean? So his dresser gonna be filled with coochie coupons. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be filled with coochie coupons. Mm-hmm. So my thing is this, like, right? So, and I tell people that, I'm like, and women have their standards, right? But goddamn, if a dude like, oh, well, you talk about all men, what does the type of man that you want, what do you need to do to manifest that or to get that, right? So if these men who are in this bracket are telling you what they want, and you're writing it off, and because at the end of the day, I am the final decider of who I get down on my knee and propose to, that I want to spend the rest of my life with. Your degrees don't matter. Mm-hmm. Your salary doesn't matter to me, because I'm going to eat. Regardless of what I got to do, I'm going to fucking eat. I don't need you for that, because the only motherfuckers that's concerned about that is your employer and a nigga that need a place to stay. So he going to fuck you so he can live in your house. Them the only two. But most men worth any type of salt, they don't give a damn about that. Are you cooperative? Can I work with you? Can you work with me? Can we build some shit? Like I said yesterday, I said, listen, great relationships are not found. They're built.
Absolutely.
They're built. And this is what y'all don't want to build shit. Y'all want a nigga to show up with everything. But again, if I show up with everything, I'm still the decider of who I get on my knee and propose to. And it ain't going to be, I told Liz, I said, you know, when I come home, I so look forward, like when I walk in the house and come home from work, sometimes 7, sometimes 8:30, sometimes later than that, she's sitting on her laptop, doing reports or whatever. I walk in and I look for that. Hey, that shit is like, man, I'm home. I'm relaxed. Just something that small.
I'm telling you, when my husband comes in and I can be upstairs, when I hear his keys hit, there go my baby. You know what I'm saying? It's once you are married and once you are in the right situation, it's not about extravagance. It's not about who has this and who has what. It's those little things. Keys dropping, hey. And then on top of that, if she don't say hey that way, it's baby, what's wrong? Because you know that song in her voice. You know what I'm saying? And when she ain't singing it, what we got to do?
What's up? But I know niggas that don't even want to come home because he got to come home and why you ain't do this? And who the fuck is this? And da. And you said this. Like Chris Rock said, there's so many men out here, he got to go have a drink with his boys or he just sit in the driveway in the car because he got to get ready for this shit when he go in the house.
Mm-hmm. And ladies, don't take this as we bashing y'all or that I'm jumping on the man train and I'm a traitor or anything. But are
she not a pick me because she got a husband.
Hey. Hey. But yes, and the thing is, we are talking about the comment that was made by Van Zant, number one, and we're speaking from that perspective. There's not a perfect man out here.
Mm-mm.
There's not a perfect woman out here. There are things that can be discussed as far as men.
There are people that work with you and that you can work with.
Absolutely. But we ain't talking about them today.
Mm-mm.
Talking about what Ms. Van Zant said. But there's definitely some work that needs to be done on all fronts. And yes, she said black women. And if you are triggered, sit your ass down and think about you, who you are and where you are in life. I'm not above correction or anything like that. We just talked last week about, coping with, stress and mental illness and talking to somebody and therapy. We talked about all of that. And we all have our ways of trying to improve ourselves, getting to know who we are. And that's work.
Facts.
That's work.
And don't nobody want to die alone. And if you do, good luck, man. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to move from this.
Mm-hmm.
Who stands to gain the most financially from your separation? Black men and women. That's what I'm like. While y'all swinging bats and spike bats and clubs and hatchets at each other, figuratively, who stands to gain the most from your separation?
The Jew lawyers that you go and get because you say Rabinowitz and Rabinowitz is the bomb. I'm going to nail his ass to the cross. So first, your lawyer.
Mm-hmm. It's a long line of motherfuckers.
It's a long line.
Follow them.
You the last person to benefit from separating.
What Chris Rock say? I'm not Chris Rock. Chris Tucky said, "Oh, I got a Rush Hour 2. My theory is follow the rich white man." You know what I mean? So who stands to gain the most? Like, I mean, you got to think about this. Like, look at where your community was in 65. 80% of people married. You had black businesses. You had HBCUs. You had church. You had the barbershop. You had all these bastions where black people could thrive. And then when white folks said, we'll let you into our shit, but here's how you got to have it. So who stands to gain the most from your separation? And if that doesn't make you move differently, I can't help you. Again, I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm damn near 22 years in my marriage, and we're good. Like I said, what we built. So.
Exactly.
Moving right along.
I'm still a baby. I'm still coming up on 2 years of marriage, but we've been in this almost 12 years together.
Yeah, y'all good.
So we definitely established. If anybody get mad, we got a basement first and second floor.
Take your ass in the next
Pick you
room
a corner.
And find out how to feel better. Shit.
Right. Pick you a corner. Come back ready to talk, hard or wet, and we gonna get this shit back on track. Bottom line, we gonna talk. We gonna thump. We gonna be in love again.
And that's it. And we might do a little fighting and fucking, but at the end, it's good. We gonna be good.
Just back on DMX. You might have to hit me with a shut the fuck up, Keisha. Okay. But hey.
Man, rest in peace, Black Rob. By the way, too, man.
Yes.
Man.
So is it official that he's gone?
Yeah, he's gone.
Sometimes people put it out there when they're in the hospital.
Yeah, he was sending his condolences to X in the hospital bed, and he couldn't barely breathe when he was doing it. He was in pain, man. I just don't know, man. Like a lot of people who were staples in the culture for us are just leaving. And that's just
Yeah.
making shit more real for me. Like, yo, man, like, I gotta set it up for me. And more importantly, I gotta make sure these kids is set up before I get the fuck up out of here, you know?
Yeah.
So just wanted to RIP to Black Rob before we get into all this goddamn shooting that happened this week. Motherfuckers is going crazy.
Yeah, they losing their shit. What little they had to begin with.
So the kid and I know things are going bad when old racist white police officers from the Reagan era are like, what the fuck is going on? There's too many pussies with guns out here. He's like, we didn't do that. We may have roughed you up a little. I said, yeah, the police might have had you a couple rib shots and threw you in a car back in the day. He was like, no, you got a bunch of pussies with guns out here. He's like, if you're that afraid, don't be a fucking cop.
And this is true. You got a bunch of scary ass cops out here. But at the same time, not to disclose too much, my husband used to be in law enforcement, and he still works with some people that are currently in law enforcement. And there are a lot of people coming out of the police academy ready to get a shot off.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like they just got to get their shot off. They got to get that shot out the way. So you have some people that are eager to shoot some damn body. You have others that look at the income potential of the job and things like that, get out there and realize this is not a fucking simulation. This is real life. And they get scared. The sad part about it all is that when we were coming up, they gave us this whole stranger danger thing. And if you're in trouble, look for a cop and they'll help you and all
Until
this other
the cop
shit.
Whooped your ass.
And they will tell you that there's, we kind of had this conversation last night when we were out to dinner with Steph and Phil, but they'll tell you that it's 99% good cops and 1% bad.
Bullshit.
Absolutely.
Bullshit.
We can say that is absolutely flipped because the things that happen are too few and far in between. He works with one guy that transferred to a desk job because he said the shit he was seeing his coworkers do was wild. Pulling people over and impound the car, leave the wife and kids outside, throw the husband in the car. These are things that make people want to fuck you up. And sometimes they go out there and they do things to make you jump. They want to put you in a position where they can justify it because they feel threatened by what you do. It's sad as fuck.
Man, here is my thing, right? And here's what's sad to me. My little homie, I ain't gonna reveal who he is he FaceTimed me the day the video of Adam Toledo came out, right? And he was like, big bro. Now, anybody who's been part of street culture, right? If you had the blick on you, you running, you toss it. And if you just trying to go in, you put your hands up. But he was like, if I can't toss the blick and throw my hands up, I might as well just blick these bitches down when they run up on me. And so I always say, like, listen, police create these environments because what they didn't tell you, it was like 13 to 17 police officers shot in the past, I want to say 3 months. And people like, oh, they're shooting police officers. But my thing is this. Police never finish the sentence. Oh, it's just a few bad apples. But the saying is a few bad apples spoil the bunch. That's the entire saying, right? And so they never say that. And then you see all these videos of good cops and like the woman who punched an officer in the face. I think she was in New York or something like that because he was literally choking out a black dude. And this black woman was a police officer, was like, stop. And he was like, the dude, she stole on him to get him up off of him. And she got fired. They took her pension. Now they finally gave her pension because after George Floyd, they couldn't fucking excuse, like, come on, man. Come on, like, it's time. My thing is, you have to admit fallacy. I talked about police culture, you know what I mean? On the last episode, I talked about police culture. Like, it's insidious in how it even came about. So for us, you know what I mean? Like, this kid, like, well, the officer made a mistake. I get he made a mistake because he was scared. But at the same time, if a doctor makes a mistake, there's malpractice that happens. If a lawyer makes a mistake, a lawyer is disbarred. If I make a mistake, I don't get clients anymore. So if this officer makes a mistake, why shouldn't he have to face the same consequences? Like, listen, I don't give a fuck how you, oh, he was afraid. They keep showing this freeze frame, but that freeze frame is of Shorty throwing the gun. Mind you, this kid is in 7th grade. He's a diverse learner. And for those people in education, you know what that means, right? So he throws the gun and he puts his hands up and gets blasted anyway. And shout out to Robert Dimitri, who is a former Chicago cop, who said, listen, I'm sorry, that officer was wrong. He said it's another grown-ass cop. He said, I ran all through these streets of Chicago. I was born and raised on the streets of Chicago. He said, if that assailant is not raising a gun at you, is not pointing a gun at you, and his hands are up, you holster your weapon and you make an arrest. Or you get into a fight.
Absolutely.
He said, but you do not kill him because he does not have to fucking be dead. Because when I saw the officer and who he was, I saw it make perfect sense. All of my police friends that are CPD right now all have the same story. When I went to the academy, they said, how many of you have ever been in a fist fight, right? The only ones that raised their hand was the black people from the city. And most of these people, and they was like, man, we in the academy beating these motherfuckers up. They can't fight. They ain't never had a fist fight. So I said, but some of these people in the military, they still ain't never had a fist fight. You know what I mean? So you got
scared to get that ass whooped.
Motherfuckers from Rock Falls and Naperville and Warrenville and Kenosha, Wisconsin, and motherfucking
and they in the academy
Terre Haute,
with
Indiana,
these West Side,
and they
South Side,
West Side, South, like ain't never had a fight, and so you know how they bombard you on the news with what Chicago is. So then they get out here on the streets and they're terrified, right? They're fucking terrified, and then I knew it was a fuck up because the case was confidential. They hid the body from the mom for like 2 days, and like. Now they finna try to charge the 21-year-old because Ike knows the 21-year-old. That's actually his homie. You know what I mean? And he ain't even from over there. He came from up north. He was just over there on the land with the people, you know? Mm-hmm. So, but they finna try to charge him with the murder. How? He didn't shoot Shorty.
But you know, they always do that shit.
I know.
When the police shot my brother was in the back seat of the car. They opened fire on the damn car. The passenger and the driver, they got hit 1 or 2 times. My brother was dead on arrival, 9 shots.
And they tried to charge them with
to charge them, yes, with my brother's murder. No, that's not how this shit works. And the thing about it is that they will do anything to bring up a charge and deflect what they had to do with it. That baby, I don't give a fuck what he did. That baby should have came home. He should have came home. He put his hands up. He complied. Whatever kind of gun it was he had, he threw it.
He threw it.
He threw it. There was no threat.
No, it was a split second.
But it wasn't a split second.
It was like 8.5 seconds.
Thank you. And I don't know if I was looking from the perspective of a mother, but there was plenty of time for that baby's life to be saved.
But they view you as, here's the thing, they spent 6 months in the academy, us against them. I said, problem is you come out here and you treat. Now, Ross sent me something that was typical, right? So you see the white shooter that just happened, the mass shooter that just happened, when was that? Yesterday in Indianapolis or somewhere around Indiana. Mm-hmm. And they was like, oh my God, he looks like a baby. He looks so sad. What's going on with him? These are white people talking.
And he looks like he's alive too, doesn't he?
But he killed himself. But they didn't kill him.
Exactly.
He killed himself.
But see, here's the thing. Did you see the clip of the guy that was in the pickup truck? They were trying to get him and he drug a cop. Cop is on the side of the car and everything
White
else.
Dude.
All these people make it
Go home alive.
But our babies don't.
Go home alive because they don't even view you as human beings. And people like, I feel bad for the officer. Man, fuck dude. Straight up and down, straight across the board.
You made a decision to be a cop. Shit happens.
If you make that decision, like, listen, Shorty hands was up and you were so fucking afraid, you blasted him. Call it what I was afraid. Like, listen, who gives a fuck about what, if you're that, and again, I agree with Robert Dimitri. If you're that afraid, go do something else. Because like I said, being a police officer ain't even in the top 20 dangerous jobs.
Get your ass one of them little two-wheelers and go by the lakefront. Take your ass over there. But don't take your ass to Little Village, Pilsen, the Holy City, Humboldt Park. Don't take your ass nowhere where it's no action. Take your ass over there and give people tickets for jogging too close to the fucking water. Don't come over here killing our babies because you're scared.
And
that
now,
baby put his hands up and you could see his hands wiggle. He had enough time to shake. He was on bullshit, but he was also 13. He was scared. He did what he felt he had to
they
do.
talk about he had a freshly inked Latin King tattoo. I don't give a fuck what he had. That kid was in 7th grade. Of course, people influence. Y'all got all this empathy for this motherfucking white shooter who actually murdered people. This kid didn't kill anyone. He didn't kill no fucking body. Oh, he snuck out. My son was sneaking out too. So because he snuck out, he deserved to die. Like, and the shitty part is just people in the neighborhood. Like in his neighborhood, it's like, and now people are seeing how y'all feel. Now motherfuckers scared because, man, the Kings done greenlit the police. They
It's
like,
up.
nigga, it's up. They like, nigga, oh, y'all think it was justified? Y'all don't feel us, but we gonna make y'all feel us. I told you, I just rode past the 10th. I ain't never seen police looking this scared. They out there, dude leaning on the fucking barricade, like shaking. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, now y'all scared. No, you took this job. This what come with it, because here's the thing. In the words of the late Tupac, it's more niggas than it is police.
Always will be.
Always will be. Listen, you're in the city of what is like 2 million people, and it's what? What is it, like 30,000 police citywide? It ain't enough. So y'all need to do better, because the day motherfuckers decide that it's up for y'all, then it's up. And it ain't shit that y'all can do. And let me tell
Absolutely.
you,
And
I
people
talked
are
to a lot of
angry.
these shorties.
How much do you expect
These-
for people to take?
Yeah, these shorties got guns. Like what Big say, they got guys that blow the wall out, clear them all out. They got them shits. And y'all
And
might
this
have some shit.
generation is not afraid.
They
Have
don't
y'all
care.
not noticed how they tear all your shit up?
They
You
came
think-
to your shit and tore it up. They ain't even tear up they shit. They tore up your shit after they tore up they shit after they tore up all your shit. They was like, all right, ain't shit in their neighborhood for us to tear up. Let's go tear our shit up too. They tore your shit up.
Yeah.
And your shit still ain't right. You know what I mean? And then
And I
moving
ain't
to
saying
this-
it's right,
but it's
but I
okay.
understand.
Right. Whitney Houston said it's not right, but it's okay. And
Yeah.
motherfuckers like, oh, I said, listen, I don't give a fuck about them people's stuff. They got insurance. They'll be fine. I don't give no fuck about people like, well, they down there where your business is. If they burn it, I got insurance. I'll be fine.
Absolutely.
Like, listen, go ahead, burn that bitch up. Cut the check. You know
And I
what
got
I'm saying?
Amazon. So
Yeah.
whatever fucking store ain't open, when I need something, I get it tomorrow.
Man, take that insurance check, take my ass right over to Factory Fitness and get a whole new setup. Shit.
Factory Fitness is the lick. I love
Right.
that spot.
So I'm saying, like, play with me. Watch what I do with an insurance check. But when I'm and then Daunte Wright in Minnesota. How do you mistake a 2.9 ounce taser for a 3-pound Glock? She just wanted to shoot a nigga. That's the only way, like, because she held the gun. I couldn't tell. Bitch, I saw the video. You was holding that gun out forever. And when he
I
went to
thought
close the
it was
door.
a taser. I thought I was in my apartment. I thought. Look what the fuck thought brought.
You held the gun out forever, and right before he closed the door, you just went bang. Like, motherfucker, that's for trying to pull off. That's what it looked
Yeah.
like.
Before you pull a trigger, you should know some shit. You should know some shit. And you the only motherfucker there with a vest. And that's the risk of your job.
Right.
If it turns out it wasn't one, you got a shield of protection. But no, you thought, so you started shooting.
Look, in my gun training, they say you are responsible for every round that leaves your weapon. How come the police ain't responsible for every round that leaves their weapon?
But see, this is how they set us up with certain things. Gun laws in different states allow you different. I can't even think right now when it comes to that, but it affords you different fucking benefits.
Right.
And you look at like places here where we have so many laws, and then there's so many arrests behind
And there's
all of
so
this
much
stuff
gun violence
because
still.
it's a setup for failure. Number one is going to be gun violence anyway, because you've given us so many laws that no matter what we do to protect ourselves, we're still at fault.
Mm-hmm.
You go to places like Texas where things are more open,
Well, they can
and you
knock the
have
meat out
less.
your taco.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is why you have
Way
less
crime.
charges.
Listen, when they let motherfuckers carry, and Texas just trying to become a constitutional carry state like Arizona and Nevada. If you buy it, you can carry that bitch. But listen, they crime rate decreased by 2/3. Somebody asked me, would you rather sit in a stadium full of unarmed people or a stadium full of people with guns? I said, I'd rather sit in a stadium with people with guns because everybody knows what's at stake. Ain't nobody gonna get out of pocket because everybody know everybody holding and everybody can fucking die.
Absolutely.
Niggas more inclined to act a fool when they think
they're
gonna
the
go
only
home.
one holding. Yeah.
Or when everybody shows up to shoot. That video that I posted of the white guy that was like, I'll put my fucking dog on the cop. He was like, and I will shoot your dog. You have a weapon. He was like, oh, do you have a concealed license? He said, you're looking at it. It's not concealed. It's in plain sight. You're violating my, he was like, get out the car. We're going to pull you up and I'm going to shoot you. That's what dude said. Oh, he said, then they went from, oh, hold on, buddy. Just come out. We can talk about this. Again, everybody shows up to shoot. Nobody shows up to get shot. It got real for them when they realized, like, nigga, this ain't gonna be a shooting, this gonna be a gunfight.
Mm-hmm.
Them cops changed their energy quick as hell. When the cops went to the Bundy ranch in fucking Clive and Bundy, the racist white dude and his sons out in Nevada, they pulled up with all them cars, all them motherfucking racist ass white dudes was over there like this. Them motherfuckers like, hold up.
Now you want to talk. Now you want to talk when you ain't the only one with a gun.
You know what the police did? Turned around and went their ass back to the station and left them people alone because Nevada's a constitutional carry state. They was well within their rights. You don't have a warrant. You trying to come in here on hearsay. Dude said, if you come any closer to whatever police force that was, we will open fire. You've been warned. They turned their happy ass. Again, force only yields to greater or equal force.
Absolutely.
That's just law. Like, listen, motherfuckers want power to yield, you got to go get some power. And motherfuckers always, well, why you need an AR? Why you need this? Because they got them. If they got them, I want them. For the day they decide that I just want to do anything to you, ain't going to be a shooting, my nigga. It's going to be a gunfight. And this is when they change the hell. Come on, whoa, buddy. Let's just talk about it. Come on out here. And dude was like, no, I'm going to drive off now. Motherfucker put his shit in drive and left. He was like, you have no reason. Dude was like, I'll put my dog in the car. He said, and I will shoot your dog. And and that was the thing. Like, yo, we have to stop. There was a picture that somebody put up and everybody got mad at me. It was like these black dudes holding rifles with the girl in the prom dress, waiting for her prom day. I said, these niggas need to stop the cap because a white boy in the badge can walk up there and slap the shit out of that little girl and would neither one of them rifles go off. I said, so if you would ride on me and you ain't gonna ride on them, I don't want to see this shit. You know what I mean? Because you will ride on me quick. But you ain't gonna ride on them. You gonna let them white boys with them badges show up and do anything. And I tell motherfuckers like, listen, oh, they'll kill you. Well, nigga, we gonna die anyway. Might as well die for something. And that's just my philosophy. And people be like, Jay, you wouldn't do this. And motherfuckers be like my wife be like, they really don't know you about my family. You can't take nothing from me. You can't put hands on nothing.
When Jay tells you who he is, believe him.
Believe me. I'm telling you, you can't show up at my house and just do nothing. I don't give a fuck about your badge or nothing. You can't just show up at my house.
You can't show up at Walmart and do shit to Jay.
No.
Let alone his house.
And that's what I'm saying. Y'all let these people with no probable cause and no warrants come in your house and just do anything. Anything. I tell people all the time, I'd rather talk to my children from behind a glass than not at all. You know what I mean? And I fight it out that way. But again, like, listen, I'm tired of the police playing victim. Y'all create these, and I told a friend of mine who's a cop, I said, you're a cop, you know police culture, right? What you don't know better than me is gang culture. I was a gang member from age 9 to age 22. Like religiously, respectfully, and dedicated. You know what I mean?
Until last week when you blessed my glass.
Shh. It was GD to the moon melt, you know? And I said, listen, when I hear the police talk, all I hear is a whole lot of gang shit. They might as well be like, gang, gang, gang. Because that's all it sounds like to me.
May as well crip walk your little ass to my car.
I know gang speak when I hear it. And the police sound just as much as gang members. Ain't the biggest fucking gang it is. They just government back. You know what I mean? So again, man, like at a point, y'all creating a climate, right? What motherfuckers, y'all ain't leaving motherfuckers no choice but to blick y'all down. Because I can't comply. I can't go get. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like tell you, you got the wrong guy. I can't put my hands up. I can't walk and mind my business. I can't do anything without being murdered. So what choice are you leaving people? And I know that's what y'all want, but I'm telling y'all, these Gen Z kids are different and they got guns and they don't care.
Period.
Listen,
Yep.
you want to go home. They don't give a fuck because they ain't got nothing to lose. Their life is fucked up already.
You've already taken their homes. You know what I'm saying? Half of these
You
kids don't go
gentrified
home.
that
And
neighborhood.
yeah, half of these kids don't go home to their parents anyway. They in the streets with their fucking friends. And they would love to go live and kill your ass with no motherfucking problem. So that's where
And
they
they don't
get it
give a
messed
shit
up.
about the jail time.
Exactly. And I mean, number one, when it comes to our people and any form of law enforcement, there's already a level of PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
When we get pulled over, you have some people that start recording because they want to make sure that whatever happens to
That's
them is
me.
documented. You have some of us that will call the police and let them know they being pulled over by the police and this is what's going on.
I ain't never
People are
doing that
calling
shit.
this, doing that. People are getting their guns ready. People are doing all types of
That's me
things
too.
because what society has shown us is that if we get pulled over, we're going to die. Chances are it could be a
That's a
fucking
damn good
expired
chance.
license plate and we still won't make it home.
Yeah.
It could be anything and we are not going to make it home. So it's already a mere you situation when I wake up in the morning.
Facts.
When I walk out of my door, what type of bullshit am I about to walk into? Whether that be buddy down the street or your ass.
Right. Because I wake up looking like this every morning. I'm black as I'm like charcoal black. So you can't, you know what I mean?
You're getting
You can't
lighter.
Shut up. Yeah, I've been using that cream. No, I'm just playing. I ain't using that shit. I'm bleaching my goddamn skin. But no, but for real though, on some real shit, like anytime I get pulled over by the cops, I don't know how this gonna go. So I'm recording and it's close. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, we just don't know. Y'all not really leaving us any options. We can't comply. We can't do shit. And then we watch videos of white folks really trying to hurt y'all. And they go home. So, like,
same day.
you can't
No bail, no
explain
charge.
any of this shit away to me no more. I'm starting to feel like you just want to hurt me. So how am I supposed to feel about that? How am I supposed to react to that? You can't, and I'm a firm believer in you can't police a community that you don't live in. That's just my take on it. And I feel like police officers should be forced to live in the community that they
honestly,
have to police.
The best cops that I have known have been my peers that grew up in that neighborhood and came back to run that neighborhood. Why? Because they will pull you to the side. I've been knowing you for 20 years. Man, quit this bullshit, that bullshit, this, that, and the other.
Get your dumb ass out of here, right?
Right. They would give you a heads up because they were relatable. You bringing in other cultures to deal with cultures that they have no fucking idea about.
That they ain't never
You
dealt
cannot,
with.
first of all, and culture training is bullshit. Sensitivity training is bullshit. If you don't have a moral compass as a human being, you are not going to look out for your fellow man, whether that be black, white, or any other person.
You cannot out-train heritage. This
Exactly.
shit is passed to them. You understand what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
You've been a racist since you was 2. You didn't know what it was, but they trained your ass.
But they trained you so
I've been to places where the dogs was goddamn racist.
Yeah.
Everybody walking up, you see a black guy, rule your ass, it'll be your last bark.
Right. Get your ass out that gate and watch I hit you in your helmet.
Right. You better get foo-foo and fight your ass up out of here.
Right.
But it's ridiculous. And yes, it is a learned behavior. So like I said, by the time you get to all this human resources bullshit and the sensitivity and the culture and everything else, he know about niggas because he don't like them. And
Fact.
You can't change that.
You can't train that away.
You can't. You cannot train away, like you said, heritage. People being brought up to believe that they are superior, that they are the pure race, that they are this, and you are not that. The minute that they get a badge, they feel superior. Then we dealing with knees on necks, shooting for no fucking reason, and everything else. And I always trip about it because, as I said, there's already a level of PTSD because of what we see on TV, what we go through, what we've been through. And then you have people like me. My son is fairly sheltered. But this is a
Most
17-year-old
of our
boy,
kids are shit.
6'2", wears a size 14 shoe. All he knows is academics, basketball, and video games. If somebody came up to him and said GDK, he would be like, "Excuse me." That's what he would do because that's the type of
that's a
kid
good
that he
thing.
is. And I love it to death. I protect his innocence, which is why I let him live with his father, who's ex-military for a while, but now he's back with me. Good thing he has my husband and all of that. But as a mother, and he hasn't been through these things, and of course, it's my job to train him for life. What I have to input into him and what I have to tell him about not being able to trust anybody by listening to your gut and your signs.
Love all, trust none.
I'm telling you. And it's like, I still have to set my son up not to trust, although he hasn't had the direct experience of not trusting. He sees things on the internet more than I do and bring things to me.
That's where they live.
Right. The army chief that got pulled over and everything.
That's crazy.
Ma, did you see this? I didn't.
So that's not disrespecting the troops? This man was damn near shaking the tears because he thought he was about to die. He was like, I'm serving the country and this is how y'all treat me. I haven't even, he drove to this well-lit gas station for everybody's safety. And this guy would, and like I told, people was like, no, they was all Latino. I said, no, he was Afro-Latino and they were white Latino. It's a difference. So they were still white folks accosting a black dude. But back to Daunte Wright right quick, like when they talk about, oh, they had a warrant, like, old buddy was like, it was a chicken shit. It was some traffic shit. And then when they realized that shit expired, they was like, well, we pulled you over for the air freshener hanging from your window. It's an excuse for them to have probable cause because they feel like you somewhere you shouldn't be. Or they just want to fuck with a nigga today. Or they want to whoop a nigga's ass. Story right quick that I saw on the video past that one, this white woman, right? And I always tell people, I said, like, listen, do not adopt black children or do not have biracial children if you're not willing to do the work. This white woman, well-off white woman, adopted a black kid in a suburb outside of Denver, right? And so him and his white friend, he's football star, this, that, and the other. Him and his white friend, they're driving BMW, nice ass, latest model BMW. Police see him and his white buddy that he played ball with. They pull him over. So they sitting there running his name, and it's a female cop, two male cops. They're all white. They congregating. So the white kid like, what's going on? We didn't do anything. Shut the fuck up, you know? And so the black kid's like, well, officer, what did we do wrong? I don't understand. Like, can we go? Because we didn't do anything wrong. One of the white cops just walked up to him, punched him in the face. Don't ever fucking question me, nigger. And they proceeded to beat his ass. And his mom was like, I kept him away from that kind of thing because I never knew that it would happen to him. And motherfuckers lit her ass up. It was like, bitch, why did you adopt this boy? Why did you adopt him just to fucking stifle him? Because had he been educated and had you done the work, he would have knew to just be cool.
It
you
is.
know what I mean? Because like I always tell my kids, you know, they can do what you have to do to survive the altercation. We'll handle it after. Whatever you have to do.
Right.
So, you know, if it was being quiet, if it was something else, but I want you to know
it's fake decent.
and we can deal after that. You know, when we get to the bottom of it all.
Right.
But
get out of that and get behind me.
Exactly. But at the same time, they beat this boy's ass. And she's like, I had no idea. Yes, you did. You just thought you could wish it away. And you did him a disservice by not educating him on who and what he was to and in this society. Like, this is the shit that we deal with. Like, and everybody's like, Will Smith said it's not getting worse, it's getting filmed. First time cops pulled out on me, I was 11. First time cop assaulted me, I was 9. So, and I wasn't doing shit. At 9, I was taking out the garbage. At 11, I was walking home in the rain with a hood on my head. In the rain. And so, again, at 11. So, these are our experiences, and I always say, listen, the man with experience is never at the mercy of the man with an opinion. I don't give a fuck how many books you read. You don't wake up and live this experience every day. Mm-hmm. So, again, like, listen, I don't even know what to tell y'all in the way of the police right now. My little homie FaceTime me. And he really a dude out here getting to it, and he in the middle of it all. And I ain't even had no advice for him. And I usually have all the advice in the world for him. He's like, man, we at a point over here, man. Like, man, on phone them, we just gonna start blicking these bitches down. And I wanted to say, man, don't do that. But I couldn't. What could I say? What was I supposed to say to him?
You can't, because it's somebody that's experienced it, and now someone who is a father. And once you become a parent, your heart is torn and pulled in so many different directions.
Amen.
My daughter is a little bit more street savvy than my son. I trust that she worse than any little nigga out here. Oh, and happy birthday, baby. Today's my daughter's 22nd birthday.
Oh shit, happy birthday. Turn up.
I know. Go ahead, Jabri. But she's survived a lot. She's done a lot. She's been through some shit. I trust that she's gonna always get herself out of a situation. But who wants to feel that way? Who wants to know that their child is a target? How can you sleep at night? It's sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night, I can't get back to sleep. And I just gotta FaceTime her. You know, she has her own apartment and stuff now, so I don't get to see her every single day. But just those things, when my son says, Ma, I want to go and play ball and stuff like that, I'm the motherfucking mama that'll charge her tablet and be in the parking lot. Because if it go down in there, I'm coming to fuck the whole court up. Whatever. They're going to be like, is that your mama or your daddy? Both of them. Okay? So it's like you feel like you got to be everywhere with them because you can't trust the world with your child. You can't. The people that are paid and supposedly so passionate about protecting them, they want to hurt them. If you fuck with mine, you got to get me 3 times. I'm going to be that motherfucker in the movie. Be like, she got up again? Lay down. No.
I'm going to just say this to a lot of mothers and single mothers. Stop raising your sons to be grass-eating lions. You raise them to be grass-eating lions, and then you put them out in the world and be like, go kill some meat and bring it back to me. Kill? What? All this grass here? Fuck you mean kill? Man, I'm going to just sit here and graze. You're a lion. You're not supposed to graze. So, because, man, it's a cold world out here, man. Like, and you see what they up against. And a lot of these boys short circuit now because they don't have the tools. You're doing your son a disservice if you're not putting positive male figures in his life. Absolutely. You're doing your son a disservice if you're not educating him on what's out here for him. Like, stop raising grass-eating lions. You're doing him a disservice. Lions eat meat. So, and that's just an analogy. All I'm saying is, like, listen, he has to learn to kill, and then he has to learn to eat what he kills figuratively, right? Shit, it's grass outside. He can just go outside and start eating right now. So he ain't got to do none of that. So you got to let him grow. You got to let him fly. And when he's able to critically think, they'll do better in these situations with the police. You know what I mean? And also, and I'm not blaming any of these kids because I think dude just was going to shoot shorty under any circumstance.
Absolutely.
But what I'm saying is this. A lot of these grass-eating lions are getting badges and guns. And the result of motherfuckers being grass-eating lions is them being terrified and shooting the 7th grader in the fucking chest after he threw a gun and put his hands up.
They killing our babies. Yeah.
So, man, that was heavy. That's all I got to say. Happy birthday.
I ain't finna crown this damn podcast.
Yeah, happy birthday to the wife again. Happy birthday to your daughter, Jabri. Yeah, man, you know, shit, as usual, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time. I'm Jay Hollins.
I'm Sean.
And this has been Fake Decent, the podcast. It's Fake Decent.
It's Fake Decent.